Before he became one of the greatest leaders in history, he was one of the fiercest enemies of Islam. Strong, feared, respected. A man whose presence shook Mecca. His name was Umar ibn Al-Khattab. At first, he stood against the message of Islam, but one day, a single moment changed his heart forever, and the man who once walked to stop Islam would become one of its strongest defenders. This is the story of Umar ibn Al-Khattab, the man whose justice changed the world. The man of Mecca. Umar ibn Al-Khattab was born in Mecca. He belonged to the tribe of Quraysh. From a young age, he was known for strength, courage, and intelligence. He could read and write at a time when many people could not. He was respected among his people. When he spoke, people listened. When he became angry, people feared him. Umar was not a weak man. He was firm, decisive, and powerful. But before Islam entered his heart, that strength was used against the Muslims. The enemy of Islam. In the early days of Islam, the Muslims were few and vulnerable. They prayed in secret. They lived under constant pressure. Quraysh mocked them, persecuted them, tortured them, and Umar was among those who opposed the new faith. To him, Islam was dividing Mecca, challenging the old ways, threatening the power of Quraysh. His anger grew, until one day, he made a decision, a terrifying decision. He left his home carrying a sword. His goal was clear: to kill Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. The road that changed everything. As Umar walked through Mecca, a man saw him and asked where he was going. Umar answered with anger. He was going to Muhammad, peace be upon him. The man then told him something shocking. Before you go to Muhammad, look at your own family. Your sister and her husband have accepted Islam. Umar's anger exploded. He changed direction immediately. He went straight to his sister's house. Inside, Khabbab ibn al-Arat was teaching them verses from the Quran. When they heard Umar approaching, they hid the written pages. Umar entered, angry, suspicious, demanding answers. Then he struck his brother-in-law. And when his sister tried to defend her husband, he struck her too. But then he saw blood on her face, and something inside him changed. His anger paused. His heart softened. He asked to see what they had been reading. At first, they refused. Then, after he calmed down, they allowed him to read. He read the opening verses of Surah Taha, and the words entered his heart. This was not poetry, not magic, not the words of a man. This was revelation. Umar changed in that moment. The sword in his hand was no longer for killing. It would now serve the truth. Umar embraces Islam. Umar asked where the Prophet, peace be upon him, was. He was told that the Muslims were gathered in the House of Al-Arqam. Umar went there, still carrying his sword. The companions inside were afraid, but Hamza ibn Abdul Muttalib said that if Umar came with good intentions, they would accept him, and if he came with evil, they would deal with him. The Prophet, peace be upon him, met Umar, and soon Umar declared his faith. He accepted Islam. The news spread through Mecca. Umar had become Muslim. The same man who terrified the Muslims was now one of them, and everything changed. Islam becomes public. Before Umar accepted Islam, many Muslims worshipped quietly. Fear surrounded them. But Umar was different. He asked, "Are we not upon the truth?" The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Yes." Then Umar said, "Then why should we hide?" The Muslims went out publicly. One group led by Hamza, the other led by Umar. They marched toward the Kaaba. For the first time, the Muslims prayed openly. Quraysh watched, angry, shocked, but unable to stop them. Umar's Islam gave strength to the believers. That is why he became known as Al-Farooq, the one who distinguishes between truth and falsehood. The Hijrah. Years later, Allah allowed the Muslims to migrate to Medina. Many companions left secretly because Quraysh was watching. But Umar's migration was different. He did not leave like a frightened man. He went to the Kaaba, prayed openly, then announced that he was leaving for Medina, and according to famous reports, he challenged anyone who wanted to stop him. No one dared. Umar left Mecca with courage and entered Medina as one of Islam's strongest men. Beside the Prophet, peace be upon him. In Medina, Umar stood beside the Prophet, peace be upon him, through hardship and victory. He witnessed Badr, Uhud, the Trench, Hudaybiyah, the conquest of Mecca. He was not only a warrior, he was an advisor, a companion, a man whose opinions were often powerful and direct. He loved the Prophet, peace be upon him, deeply. And when the Prophet, peace be upon him, passed away, Umar was shaken like never before. At first, he could barely accept it. But Abu Bakr reminded the Muslims with the words of the Quran. Then Umar understood. The Messenger ﷺ had returned to his Lord, and the responsibility of protecting Islam now rested on the Ummah. Umar becomes Caliph. After Abu Bakr as-Siddiq passed away, Umar ibn Al-Khattab became the second Caliph of Islam. The man who once opposed Islam was now responsible for leading the Muslim nation. His rule would become one of the most important periods in history. Under Umar, the Muslim state expanded rapidly. But what made Umar great was not only expansion. It was justice, discipline, responsibility, and fear of Allah. The Justice of Umar. Umar was known for his powerful sense of justice. He did not allow wealth or status to protect anyone from accountability. To him, the ruler was not above the people. The ruler was a servant of the people. He would walk at night to check on families. He cared about the poor, the hungry, the weak, the forgotten. He once said that if a mule stumbled in Iraq, he feared Allah would ask him why he had not prepared the road for it. This was the heart of Umar, a leader who carried the weight of responsibility, not as power, but as a trust. The expansion of Islam. During Umar's caliphate, the Muslim world changed dramatically. Great empires fell. The Persian Empire was defeated. Large parts of Byzantine territory came under Muslim rule. Jerusalem opened peacefully. Iraq, Syria, Egypt, and Persia entered a new era. But Umar did not allow victory to become arrogance. He remained simple. His clothes were modest. His food was simple. His lifestyle was humble. While emperors lived in luxury, Umar lived like a servant of Allah. Jerusalem. One of the most powerful moments of Umar's life was his journey to Jerusalem. When the city was open to the Muslims, its leaders requested that Umar himself receive the keys. So Umar traveled from Medina, not with luxury, not with a royal parade, but with humility. When he entered Jerusalem, people saw a ruler unlike any ruler they had known. He gave safety to the people, protected their churches, and established justice. This moment showed the world the meaning of Islamic leadership: strength with mercy, power with humility, victory without oppression. His final days. Umar served the Ummah with everything he had. but his life would end in tragedy. While leading the Muslims in Fajr prayer, he was attacked and wounded. Even in his final moments, his concern was not himself. His concern was the prayer. His concern was the Muslims. His concern was meeting Allah. Umar ibn Al-Khattab passed away as one of the greatest men in Islamic history. He was buried beside the Prophet, peace be upon him, and Abu Bakr, a place of honor for a life of sacrifice. Lessons from Umar. Umar's life teaches us that people can change. A heart that once opposed the truth can become one of its greatest defenders. Strength is not wrong, but strength must serve justice. Leadership is not about control, it is about responsibility. And true greatness is not measured by wealth, titles, or power, but by sincerity, justice, and fear of Allah. Umar ibn Al-Khattab began as an enemy of Islam. He became its shield. He began with anger. He became a symbol of justice. He began as a man feared by people. He became a man whose leadership changed the world. His name remains alive in history, not because he sought glory, but because he lived for truth. Umar ibn Al-Khattab, Al-Farooq, the man whose justice shook the world.